Hello, everybody, and welcome back to iRacing. Yes, we are back in iRacing. NASCAR season is starting to pop up, and we are in a practice session for the Daytona 500. That will be coming up quite soon, actually. So I plan on running the Daytona 500. I'm going to do it, the iRacing one. I'm not sure what's going to happen. You know, you can drive for hours, or you can just be, you could drive for like 2 hours, or you could just be out of the race in 10, 15 minutes. You never really know. But regardless, I do plan on running it. I don't know if Bugs is. I can't account for him, but I think he said that he was interested in doing it as well. But I just wanted to ask you guys, the viewer, what kind of experience you would rather have. Would you like me to just do the race and record the whole thing? It would be a long video.
Sorry, DJ.
Or would you want me to live stream it and then upload the full-length live stream from Twitch? So therefore you can be part of the live experience. Or would you rather me edit out the boring stuff and just have the good stuff going? Let me know below in the comments what you would like to see me do with the Daytona 500. Regardless, I'm going to run it, and it's going to be fun. I think I'm going to really enjoy it. We're going to just stick up here on the Highline waiting for cars to show up, seeing where anybody is. If we go to our F3 box here, we can see Remy's behind me by 12 seconds, so we're going to slow down considerably because it's no fun out here on this track when you're by yourself. You're not getting any practice in by yourself when you're not running with the draft and so on and so forth. So Remy's starting to catch us a little bit. It was a very, 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 very crappy lap because I slowed down, but that's okay. Not a big deal. One thing is for sure is like I really, really wish they would work on the interiors of these cars. I mean, iRacing's amazing, but they really need to work on these interiors. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it, Thor. It's just not 100% perfectly like. I don't know. Maybe it's the shading, or I don't know what it is exactly, but just not too over the moon about it. My God, how far behind are these guys? All right, I'm going to keep it on the top of the track here, and these guys are about to come by us here in a little bit, so we can jump in line in the draft and start practicing in the draft. Because driving around Daytona is not how you're going to get any practice in. You've got to practice with the draft. So give them plenty of room to go by us whenever they get to us, which they're almost here in that train that you can see there. They're going to go blowing by us, and we're going to hop into line with them. So still giving them plenty of room. So you got a Toyota, you got a Chevy.
Still there.
That was it? Just the two cars?
Clear low, clear low.
Yep, clear low. All right, let's see if we can jump back here into the draft with these guys and run with them. Mr. Fernando Carvalho and Conrad Venter, too. How about it? Oh, dinner time for Trevor. He just popped off. So there you have it. But, yeah, anywho. Just really wish they would update the interior of these cars. I don't know why they're, graphically awesome on the outside. They just got to really work on the inside of it. But the iRacing experience is always awesome because you're racing against live drivers and it's not AI. That can be good and bad, but the best thing about it is that when you're doing a full-on grid of cars, such as all of these, when you're doing the Daytona 500, it's going to be mayhem. So my plan of action is for qualifying, I don't know. I'm going to qualify regardless. I always qualify when I'm going to, why wouldn't you qualify? But okay, I think I'm going to go with the Chevy since I am a Chevy myself. But what was I going to say? Oh, the qualifying situation, I think I'm just going to stick to the back and then, try to avoid the big wrecks in the first few laps.
Still outside there, still outside.
I think that's going to be the best option for me.
Clear high, clear high.
He was side drafting a little bit there. I'll just run with Fernando here. And what you do is you can, I'm feathering the gas there so I don't run him over. You can do that, or you can just drag the brake slightly. And I prefer dragging the brake because you don't lose any momentum you have on the gas pedal. So as you see, we're gonna the draft is gonna suck us up to the back of his bumper here. And then once I get too close, I'll just drag the brake a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Doesn't need to be a whole hell of a lot. And just work on getting smoother and smoother behind these cars. Ooh, hello there, brother. Hello. So yeah, today's just a practice run, and I just wanted to get your feedback on what you guys think I should do for the Daytona 500. I'm very excited for this season of iRacing, and just going out there and trying to do the best that we can. I want to get a better license. I have goals to get better license. I want to get a Class B, maybe even a Class A. That'd be really nice. But regardless, see, we just get up on his bumper, and we don't have to make contact with him 100% to be fast here. A lot of people really still do the tandeming drafting, and yeah, you can push a car, but you're going to blow it up eventually. Okay, he's
inside, just one inside.
There we go. He's pitting, so we're gonna come up to this next guy here. Man, ooh, car got a little loose coming off of the off the aero draft I had there with that guy. All right, I don't know what this guy's gonna do. I'm just gonna stick on the bottom. I think the Toyota's gonna push me, or I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna help the 23 car out. He's a Chevy, so I just dragged the brake a little bit there and come up to his bumper. And that, oh, okay. That was trading paints. It's a program that loads in people's paints that they have, their custom schemes. And just practice. The main thing for a lot of you guys that might want to get into iRacing and start in iRacing, and you want to do Carb Cup or you want to do plate track racing and stuff like this, it's all about being smooth on the wheel and just knocking. Me, I'm just knocking the rust off because it's been so long in iRacing. But once you get really, really, really smooth with the guy that you're running with, you are pretty much unstoppable as long as you don't do stupid stuff. I mean, you know, if you're in the beginning of the Daytona 500 and you're bump draft, I'll show you what bump drafting is. Bump drafting is coming up on his bumper like this and physically pushing the front end of my car on his bumper like that. Now, NASCAR says you can do this on straightaways, but you cannot do it in turns. Well, iRacing, they don't care. They still do it. Now, the thing is you can do that, but look at my water temp. It shot right all the way up to 240 almost. So you can only do that for so long before you blow your engine or you're running it hot. So they do driver swapping. So, not swapping, but cars, they'll swap in turns. Like he would go up, I'd go below, and so on and so forth. But that's not what it's all about, you know? And the beginning of the Daytona 500, if you're bump drafting, you're just ridiculously, you're being a little naive, because bump drafting is dangerous. It will cause a crash, especially people that bump draft in the turns. If you're not perfectly in line with the guy, then it's going to be bad. Like there, that was a bad corner entry for me. And if I would have been pushing him, we would have slid across his bumper and probably wrecked him. You only do that stuff with people you trust, you know, that you know. Like I would do it with Bugs because we've done that in the past. We know how to properly bump draft with each other. And, you know, you can get a big advantage from it, but you can see we were kind of like tandeming along here. Okay, he's going to go on the outside, so that's fine. We're tandeming along here, and that car behind us is just staying right there. That's what I like about the new draft model.
You're clear. Too wide.
It allows it to work.
All clear.
Let's see how well he does. We're going to come up here to the top, and I'm going to run the Highline with him. And we'll see how well he does with that. Or let these guys go by. Not sure what he's going to do. You don't have any friends out here, that's for sure. Unless you actually know the person. And you listen to your spotter. All right. He's going to push with him, and that's fine. He probably didn't like how I was getting a little squirrely towards the end there, but it happens. We're trying to catch this pack up here in front of us. That's pretty cool. But I just love iRacing so much. And if you're wondering what paint scheme I'm running the 2015 Kurt Busch Haas Racing car. So it's a little bit different from last year. It's not black in the front, it's red in the front. So it's got a lot more red on the paint than it did before. Now you can see there, those guys are bump drafting, and they're getting that huge advantage of a run. But, you know, they're going to run their engines really, really hot doing so. And him wagging back and forth like that's going to be killing off speed. That's another thing about restrictor plate racing. It feels like the person in front of me, like right now, it feels like, oh my God, they're so much faster than me. There's nothing I can do. Well, it's not. They're not that they're faster. You have to be really, really smooth. See, he's bump drafting in the corner. You saw him almost wreck him. If you just barely move the wheel back and forth, you're scrubbing off so much speed. You wouldn't believe it, but you actually are. And by us just being smooth as we can on the wheel, we're going to be faster. Especially these guys are going to be doing side by side like that. We'll have a shot to catch their draft again. Well, he's going in, so now the draft has been pretty much taken away from this car in front of us. So he'll start falling back to us. That's just how the draft model works. But being very smooth on the wheel, that's how you get speed. And you wouldn't believe it. It's just like even just giving it like sawing the wheel or being aggressive with the wheel in any way, that's just, it shaves off so much speed. It's ridiculous. All right, we're going to use him. We're going to bump draft him on the straights. We're going to try to catch these guys in front. And so this is Conrad. Hey, Conrad, I'm going to push you up to those guys, okay? No idea what he said there, but okay.
I'll hold up with you guys.
So I'm only going to bump him on the straightaways. I'm not going to do it in the turns. And I got to get used to this driver. Each driver is a little bit different on their corner entry and what line they like to run. So you got to kind of...
How fast you guys going?
Got to go with that. So I'm just pushing him here. Bump drafting him straight ahead. I don't know if that guy was talking to us or not. He might have been. Oh, yeah, it was Kurt. Yeah, we're at full speed right now. You can drop him behind us.
Outside. You're clear. Good job.
I'll drag a little bit. I'll gap so you can grab it. So I'm going to drag brake a little bit, gap this car in front of us. Even though we still have it, I don't want Kurt behind us to miss the draft, trying to help him catch it. And by gapping the cars, he will be allowed to catch us. So we got Kenny Lowry out here, everybody. Kenny Lowry up there in front of us. So, and you'll see these guys do this snaking back and forth. That's just trying to prevent people from grabbing your draft. Okay, these two, that guy was blinking. That was scary.
One outside.
Yeah, I tried to gap back to Kurt, but it just didn't work out for him. I think he was just going too slow. So we're going to work back with these guys. He's got a partner now. Got a dancing partner. So we'll do the same with the one car. We'll just stay right here on his bumper. And we're not going to push him until we're on the straightaway. But I'm just going to keep the nose right here. And you'll see me just blipping that brake here and there like that. Come up on the back end of him here. Nice and smoothly. And just lean into that bumper. Boom. Beautiful. And now we're pushing him. I just tapped the brake a little bit there on the corner entry so we don't slide on his bumper and kill him, essentially. And you'll know when you're touching the car because you get those car contact 0Xs up there. But it's nerve-wracking driving, I'll tell you that. And when you're 3 wide or 2 wide with a whole line of cars doing it, it's crazy. I mean, when you're in the draft, you're in the draft, and look how much faster you are than the car that's out there by himself. There's not much he can do because he's stuck there. I'm just trying to push this guy up there, but it's not seeming to happen too much. I'm keeping an eye on my water temp. It's at 240 right now, and it will climb higher and higher. I'll just blip that brake a little bit there so we're not pushing him too hard in the turn. And we'll let this car behind us catch us a little bit too. Man, car got little loose there coming off of that, but that's because we were so close together. Trying not to
move up.
All right, 10-4. So he's going to run the Highline now. So those guys can go by us if they want. It's good. I need practice on the Highline anyway. You should, touch the wall there. You should really practice inside lines, middle lines, and high lines. That's what you use practice for anyway. Because the high line is hard to do. You're running up next to the wall, but you're also giving all that room in the inside for 2 cars if it had to. So I'm just pretty much eyes focused. Man, I just, no, I'm so shitty. So rusty on the high line. So rusty on that high line, man. No bueno. But you guys get the gist. I think I'm going to end this episode here. Hit the like button if you want to see more of iRacing, and tell me what you want to see with the Daytona 500 below in the comments. We're going to get around these guys and we're going to come inside. And then what I'm going to do is I'll just run the replay from when we were drafting with those guys for a little fun. So you can crank it up and listen to the sounds of iRacing, which is absolutely cool. So let's start slowing this baby down. We'll be down to 60 on pit entry. And you'll see the when I'm in second gear, when I give it gas, watch it, it'll turn green. When it's all green, that's exactly at the speed limit when you're at the green. Pretty cool. In 3, 2, 1. Burp. There you have it. All right, guys. Take care.